The micromanaging narcissist. The micromanager is someone who does not describe what he or she wants done and then trusts in someone else to know what to do and how to do it. Instead, the micromanager is someone who effectively stands over the shoulder of the person charged with performing the task or project and excessively directs, interferes, and criticizes, often insisting on changes and then wanting it to be changed back to the way that it was before, whilst denying it had been correct the first time anyway. Micromanagement is not in itself a conclusive indicator that somebody is one of our kind, but micromanagement is a form of manipulation that is used by our kind to further control and gain fuel. It will be used most commonly in two environments: the home, with the intimate partner primary source, and the workplace, with non intimate secondary sources. Although you might be doubly unlucky and be an intimate partner primary source who works with us also. Good luck with that. In the domestic environment, the micromanaging narcissist creates a highly unpleasant, oppressive, and demanding atmosphere. Whilst our manipulations as a whole cause our victims to second guess and walk on those well known eggshells, the MMN ramps up the experience to a new level. Whatever task you are engaged in, the micromanaging narcissist will be making his or her presence known. There are a variety of ways this will manifest. Number one, watching you carry out tasks and chores, but not saying anything. If you ask why the micromanaging narcissist is watching you, you'll be met with, "Don't mind me, I'm just staying out of the way before it goes wrong. Can't I watch my wife doing some work for once? Just keeping an eye on things. I'm waiting to sort it out when it all goes belly up." 2. Repeatedly passing you as you are engaged in doing something and sighing, rolling our eyes or tutting. If you challenge us, you will either be met with one of the responses I've just described, or similar, or a denial that anything was actually said, and you are, of course, imagining things. 3. Standing over you and commenting in a critical fashion about what you are doing, pointing out that you are doing it wrong, that you are going to break it if you keep doing that, it will never work doing it that way, you're going too fast, too slow, and so forth. If you react to this, you'll be told you are overreacting, that you cannot take criticism, or that we were only trying to help. 4. Being the expert. Rather than expressly criticizing what you are doing as per item 3 that I've just described, this time the micromanaging narcissist will be telling you precisely how it should be done, as per his or her expert knowledge. But of course, we will not lower ourselves to actually help you do it or show you how it ought to be done. Not at all. We would rather stand on the sidelines and snipe at you. 5. Bringing the expert along. Similar to what I've just described, but we will just happen to know some expert who knows a better way of pruning that bush. And if you respond to this, then we will retaliate with, "So, are you saying such and such is not an expert then?" in order to make you feel that you are out of line for issuing such a challenge. 6. Providing a running commentary on what you are doing as if you are not there and we are talking to someone else. "She is never going to get them to sit right doing that way, is she?" Or, "Oh dear, he won't remove that stain doing that. What a schoolboy error." This form of micromanagement is especially dehumanizing by acting as if you do not exist. Invariably, you may well be doing nothing wrong, but this looking over your shoulder behavior will put you on edge and make you anxious, which means you may make mistakes, which of course we will seize on with a cry of triumph and the all too familiar "told you so." Everything you do is scrutinized, commented on, observed, and ultimately expressly or implicitly criticized. This is designed to make you feel worthless and devalued. It naturally is aimed at drawing fuel from you, whether through hurt, upset, anger, or frustration. Whatever your reaction happens to be, do not expect that we will provide you with any support or encouragement. Instead, your response, whilst welcomed as fuel, will be used against you. There is no point getting upset about it. You know you need to learn to do it better. Don't try and blame me for your shortcomings. I am sick of you doing that. I try and help you, and this is how you react. You're so ungrateful. If you did it right the first time, I wouldn't have to comment, would I? If you try to make us carry out the task, we would just shake our head and walk away muttering some insult under our breath, or tell you that it is not a solution to try and pass the task to someone else. You need to learn how to do it right. You should also expect our contradictory nature to make an appearance. Thus, last week we told you that you should always put the milk in the mug before adding the tea bag, and then this week it is the other way round. Do not think that pointing this out to us will cause us to accept the contradiction. There is fuel to be gathered by us. Keep doing this. All of your endeavours in the home will be subjected to scrutiny and observation. We will stand and watch you as you iron or clean. We will comment on the way you are cooking the evening meal, doing the gardening, putting items in the cupboards, and so forth. Whatever you are doing will be subjected to this behaviour by the micromanaging narcissist. The following are the aims of the micromanaging narcissist. 1. Fuel from your responses. 2. Exertion of close and detailed control. 3. Erosion of your self-worth. 4. Gaslighting. 5. Creation of anxiety and tension. Is this something that all of our kind engage in? No, it's not. The less a narcissist will engage in such behaviour, and his approach will be one of repeated criticism and exasperation at your apparent incompetence. They tend to engage in behaviours 1, 2, and 3, which I have described. The mid-ranger will also do this and be more inclined to operate in the way described in behaviours 4, 5, and 6. Graders of all the schools of narcissists are less inclined to engage in micromanaging behaviour because they will regard even commenting on what you are doing around the house as beneath them. They consider it too mundane and boring to merit spending time observing you. Instead, they are far more likely to go for an after-the-event put-down such as, "This dessert is quite good, but obviously nowhere near as good as mine last week. Is this shirt meant to be ironed? What on earth is this abortion of an effort? It's not going to win any awards, is it? I don't know why you bothered. It'll be dead within the week. I hadn't realised Jackson Pollock had decorated the study. I see the blind window cleaner has visited us again." The grader will just prefer to shoot down your endeavour at the end, fully aware of the effort that you have put into the particular task or project, and undoing it with a sarcastic or hurtful remark. This is more his approach than spending time watching you do something mundane and remark on it. How then do you counter the micromanaging narcissist in the home? 1. As ever, do not react to the jibes, comments, and observations. If you avoid providing fuel, the micromanaging narcissist has less of a motivation for engaging in the behaviour, and will either stop it altogether or at least do it less often. 2. Get a professional in to perform the tasks. Even if for just 1 week, hire a cleaner, a gardener, someone to iron the clothing, order takeaway meals every night. Once the bills arrive, you will of course be blamed, but you at least have saved yourself a whole host of effort for nothing. 3. Perform the task for yourself and the children, but not for the narcissist. He will of course complain and this will ignite his fury, but you are being undermined and devalued anyway. This is still going to happen, but at least you are saving yourself some effort again. The narcissist, whilst entitled, also wants those residual benefits that you provide, and if you withdraw them, they will look to manipulate you into reinstating them, and this may well be through the provision of compliments and better treatment. Of course, there is a risk of additional threats being made, but no doubt these will be no worse than that which you are already experiencing. 4. Never invite the narcissist to try and do a better job. You are just giving fuel, and the narcissist will not regard your behaviour as something he needs to address. Whilst you might think there is a temptation for him to prove his superiority by doing the task, his desire to avoid expending energy unnecessarily and his sense of entitlement means he will find some reason not to do it. 5. Instead, you may consider framing the request in terms of, "I need an expert to show me how it is done." This will not always work, but stands a better chance of engaging the micromanaging narcissist to pitch in by appealing to a sense of superiority as opposed to challenging it. Number 6. Become an intimate partner secondary source instead.